How can an OKC cop that face dumped a 71-year-old man breaking his neck get all of his charges dropped? We're going to break it all down. Stick around to the end of the video. It's not going to be who you think it is. My name's Kevin. This is Badgecast. I'm a 12-year cop breaking everything down for you, everything law enforcement. All right, let's get into it. Here's the video. Many of you probably have already seen it. This video comes from YouTube. Let's just get right into it. Can already tell he's all jacked up arguing with this guy.
We don't argue on the side of the road. We argue in court. Yes, that's how it works. Because if not, if you don't sign this, you go to jail. Okay? I don't want to take you to jail. You ready to go?
He wants to go to jail.
Ridiculous. Okay, that involves impounding your car too. Okay.
Why has he got to talk down to these people? Why can't we just explain things and work this out? You want a ticket? Give him a ticket. You want to go to jail? Fine. Don't have to make a big old scene about it. But look at how he talks to this lady.
You got a ticket also? Yes. Your tags expired? Yes. So you're good to get out of here? Okay.
There comes this lady. Not a lot of scene control either, letting this lady walk around.
So, this is the ticket.
He's just all ready and fired up, ready to go back over there.
Below that, there's a phone number, website, address, one of the three would say how and where to take care of it. Okay. And then there is a case number right there, has everyone's person, vehicle, and insurance information on it, okay? Okay.
Look how calm he's talking to this lady compared to how he was talking to those other two.
Yeah, just call the insurance, give them the text number. Thank you, sir. One full thing. Can you roll me another unit? I got this guy up here and a supervisor with these in this.
And now he's asking for a second unit. I'm not sure that I need a second unit on something like this, but let's, get someone coming. If you're going to plan on making an arrest and get a supervisor there for some traffic violation that you're going to take someone to jail for.
He's wanting to go to jail.
We stay here waiting for those children. We're not U-turn.
Okay, it doesn't matter about a U-turn or whatever. That lane,
And I
you
heard
can't.
she hit us.
I understand that, but you're not. You see where that car is at? Whenever you enter that area, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to leave any space at all. You're not supposed to leave any space at all.
You see that two car?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I am the
The
top.
way where your vehicle was located, your vehicle is not like that.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up.
Oh, come on, man. And then apparently he forgot how to handcuff in his haste to be all fired up with this dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna call an ambulance. 112 after enrollment, fire and supervisor.
Another angle from some security camera or something from the business right there where they're at in the parking lot.
Okay, it doesn't matter about a U-turn or whatever. That lane,
And I
you
heard
can't.
she hit us.
He's arguing with the wife. He's arguing with the guy.
You see where that car is at? Whenever you enter that area, that's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to leave any space at all. You're not supposed to leave any space at all.
You see that two car?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I am the
The
top.
way where your vehicle was
He's just not listening to this guy either.
not like that.
Sit up.
No.
You sit up. Get on the ground.
Man, it's hard to watch every time. All right, well, I think that's enough of that. I think you all get the point of how this guy dragged this old man's face across the ground. Man, so many things in here to break down, go through. But let's get through a couple news articles. Ultimately, the county DA reviewed this, the liberal DA of Oklahoma County, and filed some aggravated assault charges and battery on this cop. But the real kick of this whole story is that he got all this stuff dropped. All these charges ended up getting dropped. But let's just go back and just do a quick little breakdown of all this. This guy is clearly getting all jacked up and fired up with these people. We need to get in a diffusing situation and resolve this situation. We don't be taking this guy to jail over some turning movement, some U-turn that he didn't do, some parking location in the roadway. Come on, man. And like, he's 71 years old. Do we have to like hip check him and face dump him and drag him across the asphalt? Like, just a little control hold. You don't have to like throw him down. Like, just way too much, man. Just bad optics. And what did he do? He like smacked him in his chest, like a little love tap. I mean, every wife on the face of the earth has done that to their husband at a Christmas party when he made a dumb joke. Hey, stupid. You going to face dump your wife at the Christmas party? I don't think so. So anyway, long story short is, after all of that, the Attorney General for the state of Oklahoma steps in and kicks this case down. So he got the charges filed sometime the beginning part of December, and now by the end of December, right before Christmas, this guy got a fat old Christmas gift from the Attorney General. If you look down here at some of the reasons why law enforcement officers are under constant stress, most routine interactions, life-threatening in an instant. This 71-year-old man was not going to create a life-threatening incident for him in a situation like that. I don't think so. Too much, man. Too much force. What's really funny is look at all these articles. Okay, so here's the Oklahoman. AG intervenes, drop charges against OKC cop. Many in the Vietnamese community shocked. Where was this one from? Oh, this is all Police One. Oklahoma AG dismisses charges against. But look at these. Oklahoma AG dismisses assault charges against officer who slammed 70. I mean, he slammed him. He put him on the ground. But this is where it's going to be good. Okay, so we get the charges dropped. Okay, so not criminal now anymore. But boy, should we just ring this dude up for every policy violation in the book? What actually is his history in his personnel file? How many other use of force cases does this guy have? How many other times he's been written up? That's the stuff we really need to find out about. But we never will, because it's all going to be... Here's what's really funny. Okay, so OKC's police operations manual. This is their department manual. Okay, so they want courtesy to the public. Violation number 1 of the policy. Employees shall treat and provide courteous, avoiding harsh, violent, profane language. Well, he didn't have any profane language, but he sure wasn't very courteous with him. He was sure talking short and fueling this situation. I don't know. There's policy violation number 1. Okay, now we're going to go over here. Alternatives to physical arrest and detention. Alternatives. So he was going to write him a ticket. The guy doesn't want to sign the ticket. Could we focus more on getting him to sign the ticket rather than immediately, fine, you can go to jail, I'm going to tow your car, bye, and arguing. Once a violator has been identified in this function of the department, initiate the criminal process. However, there are circumstances when a crime may occur and the department will not take physical arrest. It was a turning movement. It was already a crash. We don't need to be dragging people to jail for this stuff. Anyway, that's another policy violation. De-escalation. Oh, who'd have thought? Maybe this guy should have done something to de-escalate the situation. The de-escalation tactic and techniques are actions taken by officers to minimize the need for the use of force during an incident and increase voluntary compliance with the subject. Down here, de-escalation tactics shall be used whenever possible, when such delay will not compromise the safety of the officer or the citizen. Man, policy violation number 2. Go down here to 203. Talks all about the different types of force that they're going to be able to use. And then I think up here at the top, the value for human life is immeasurable. So this is the physical response to resistance. The value of life is immeasurable in society. Police officers have been delegated the responsibility to protect life and property and apprehend criminal offenders. The apprehension of criminal offenders and protection of property must at all times be secondary to the protection of life. Man, no, let's just face dump this guy. All right. As some of you may know, but those that don't, all departments are going to have a use of force policy that outlines how that force is going to be evaluated by a supervisor, by internal affairs after it happens. OKC has one too. Response to resistance and assessments. The purpose of the assessment is to determine the circumstances surrounding the physical response, what level of resistance the officer encountered, and if the response was reasonably necessary to detain or arrest the subject. Resistance the officer encountered. He got a little pat on his chest. And if you look at the video real close, right before that, the guy kind of grabbed his elbow a little bit, or like patted him on the elbow. He didn't tell him to stop touching him. Man, this cop just let everything get right up to him. And then down here on 212, talks about the different levels of resistance, and this probably fell in this like resistance level 1 in the takedown. So I don't know. Interested to hear you guys' comments down below, but my assessment after this is, man, I don't need to be beating up on old people. What? Just write them the ticket. Don't even write the ticket. Write the report, file it with the DA later, handle it some other time. I never wrote tickets at TCs. I just didn't like doing it unless someone was being a jerk, you know. But that's a conversation for another podcast. But the bottom line is these people are already dealing with traumatic situations. Their cars are all wrecked. Maybe they got to tow them. They got to figure out insurance. Is it my fault? There's just too many things going on. Let's not make it worse by writing people tickets. There's a podcast for a whole nother time about how evaluations work and how all these departments have been so statistic driven. Another time. But again, like I said, what's this guy's history? We're never going to find out because they're going to hide it under the personnel banner. They're not going to bring it to us. So, but we got to do what overcomes resistance. That's ultimately what, back in the day, use of force continuum. You interject to overcome the force that you're being received. But what happened here? What was the force that he was getting? A little pat on the chest? Come on, man. That's too much. Way too much. Anyway, you like this kind of content? Like and subscribe. Here's another video for you right here. Check it out. See you next time. Badgecast.